This is the first time you guys have seen each other, huh?
Yeah, first time.
Tonight's gonna be good.
You planned this well.
You planned this very well.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sit Down With Sibs, where each week I sit down with some of South Africa's most well-known and recognizable faces. And at the moment, there's nobody more recognizable than these young adults from Love Island amongst preteens and middle-aged women. This week, I'm joined by the Love Island contestants of Season 1 of South African Love Island. And I'll probably start by introducing everyone on the couch. Sarah is the only girl here, one of the boys today.
Only blonde, yeah. Only who's not in a relationship as well. Came out of Love Island on no relationship.
Sarah on the left, Cage on the right, Jay at the back, Durang in the middle, and my boy Chris. We shot another episode yesterday, so we were already sort of in the rhythm of things. How was your flight? You guys came in today, huh?
That was the quickest flight I've ever had in my whole life. Plane went 2 wheels around every corner. We were flying on the floor. Didn't put his wheels down. He just up to Durban. Yeah. Durban, Joburg. I was here. I was like, fuck. Okay.
You're based in Durban, huh?
Yeah, Durban. But I'm moving to Cape Town.
Why you keep making move?
There's just some lovely talent there that I need to explore.
Boys flourishing now that you're single, huh?
Boys are flourishing.
How have you found life outside the villa since you guys have come back? Sarah?
Sure. Different. I mean, I think it's difficult to adjust as well. Because I suppose I've had some time, but like that initial stage when you've just got out the villa, you're so used to being with people like 24/7. Yeah. You know, not showering with them, but showering in the same shower, sharing the same toilet, all of that, and then suddenly like you come out and you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Your own toilet.
How many production like people are around the house at any given moment? Like is it like 30, 50? You have no idea. Oh, okay. Well, why do you have no idea?
Because like, there's a camera crew like who are around the perimeter. You don't really see them, and then there's always one person who's in charge on set. Who's like they're always around. They're making sure everything's like running well. Yeah. But yeah, like you said, you have no idea like, how many at a certain time.
And it's like 24 hours too, so shifts.
What's that person's role? Do they sort of like tell you to go speak to this person, or what's their role?
Say though, it's
like more of your house mom or your house dad.
You know?
What do you need? You can go to them for.
Okay.
Yeah, like for example, they're setting up outside. They'll be like, okay, you guys like make sure you're inside while we just set up and like whatever, or like move to the side of the house because we're doing this on this or whatever.
Yeah.
It's more just like operations basically.
Yeah. But actually, I want to first let's maybe talk at the start about your journey going into the villa. First, like how did you apply? Did you get picked? What happened with you?
Mine was definitely shits and giggles. Like I just I just came up on Instagram, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply. And then I didn't send my video. We were meant to send a video. I didn't send a video, and then they phoned me and they're like, Sarah, we really like your pictures. Like, could you please send a video? I completely forgot to do that. They phoned me again. They're like, Sarah, could you please send your video? So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll send a video. Eventually sent a video. Completely messed up the whole brief. I basically was just like, hi, I'm Sarah from Gauteng. How are you? Didn't say anything about a relationship. Yeah. So yeah, I screwed that one up. But somehow I just kept on getting to every single phase. They were like, well done, Sarah. You're in the next phase of Love Island. And I was like, yes, this is like Jumanji, bro.
But you were quite honest about your intentions when you're going on the show. You were like, I'm kind of here for a job.
To be honest, I felt like I was very honest. Like, I was very true to myself in that villa. Like I didn't cause any cuck. Like I really didn't create.
You slept all day, so how could you cause cuck?
That's why I slept all day, because I didn't want any drama. So I was like, the best way to sort that one out is to sleep.
Just sleep, mind your business.
Well played, man.
Well, you were a fine one to talk about.
And you, Cage, how did you apply? Did you get picked? Were you found on IG?
They just thought, why not you start this on the show?
What?
They just thought I'm so good looking.
Very modest.
Modest, yeah.
My sister sent me the application.
Okay.
And yeah, same thing. I went straight through the processes, and
got
told I was on with them.
We'll chat about the process in a little bit. Jay?
Yeah, obviously we spoke about in the last episode, but also just went through the whole process, applied, and found out in Jan.
Yeah, and Durang, did you guys speak to your families about it at all?
No,
sort of like
they
deciding.
called me and I first said no, and they called me again because I said no, because this came out in my 6 years relationship, so I think it was a bit fresh for me just to go in.
How long did you say your relationship was?
6 years, bro.
6 years? You are.
And then when they called me again, I was like, fuck it. Let's just go see what happens though.
Yeah, and Chris?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was the main model for Love Island's season 6 trailer. So I already had like a little bit of a Love Island background.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like a natural transition. coming from UK Australia to actual show of South Africa.
Yeah.
Just a seamless, natural transition.
Yeah, fair enough. And what are your guys' backgrounds in terms of like, were you in TV before? Was this your first time being in TV, modeling and doing all that sort of stuff? First time?
I've shot, I'm a TVC commercial model.
Okay.
So I've been on TV before.
You did men's health, didn't you? So, I mean, you've had a little bit of experience on the side.
In terms of shooting, yeah, but not in terms of TV.
Yeah.
Did
you?
I feel like
Yeah.
like TV production and shooting as being a model. I'm not a model. I look like a model.
Which had a modeling agency yesterday?
It's more different, man. It's more different. But
Yeah.
I actually learned a lot from TV. I swear my life.
Yeah.
TV.
Weren't you at a modeling agency yesterday though? I saw on IG. Is the boy getting signed there?
I'm just hustling silently, man.
Wondering, am I a model? But I mean, a modeling agency.
So
Silently, yeah.
So what is your day job? Before this, what did you do?
Before this, I was playing pro tennis. Then I had a motorbike accident and started coaching afterwards. So yeah, I was coaching then.
Yeah.
Stopped that, went on the show, and now I've just actually opened up my own events company.
Okay.
Gonna go with eventing, and obviously DJing's my main forte. So.
And the merch.
Yeah, I mean, it's more to be a brand, not a merch, but I mean, we're getting there somewhere. Yeah.
Was that in the pipeline before Love Island?
Yeah, that was before Love Island, and then obviously now having a stepping stone makes it a bit easier.
Plug it. You've got an opportunity. What's the website called? Where can I always get your stuff?
Haven't got there yet.
You haven't got there
I
yet.
want to get the designs perfect how I want them. So just want to come out with a big bang and ready to go.
Yeah.
Not like one at a time. I don't want to be like
Yeah.
unprepared. I want it to be ready and it's ready there.
Yeah, I respect the hustle, dude. You've got to like sort of capitalize it, like on this period that you guys have.
Yeah, 6 months of grounding and could pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Especially during this time, like clout.
and you Sarah, you guys have clout now, hey? Is that a thing? You guys have clout now.
I mean,
It's not cloud, it's more exposure.
Yeah.
I think, like for us especially, we'd be really, really stupid if we don't take advantage of what we have right now.
Yeah.
If there's anything that we want to do, just go for it and do it though.
Yeah.
Because the fame or the exposure is this small.
Yeah. And in terms of the exposure and like sort of like the fame, what's it been like? Have people always recognized you all the time, or?
Sorry, aren't you Sarah Fisher? That's what we get on a daily basis.
For me, it's really nice to a point, and then after that it gets exhausting. Like for instance, we went drawing in Cape Town one night, and instead of drawing, I was just taking photos with random people, like the whole night, consistently. It never stopped. Like just girls, guys, everyone was like, "Hey, aren't you Chris in Love Island?"
I mean, I asked the same question.
I think it's also like it's a bit like tiring when people constantly ask you questions like, "What did you do on Love Island?"
Everyone asks the same
That's
question.
the thing. That's
How was
the
the experience?
That's the question. It's like it's that, but also like, oh, you fumbled, or what happened to you with him now? Like, you know.
Yo,
it's
bro.
always like-
Bro, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get
It's
into
always-
it.
They can
It's
actually.
always like, it's always like, Greg, what happened? You know, oh, that's supposed to be you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You guys are so nice.
So-
So nice.
And
Well,
the,
it's horrible
feel like a
because it's also-
celebrity.
It's also, you feel like a celebrity, but you realize like how much they can not relate to your situation, but they saw it because it's live TV.
But they feel like your best friend because they've
Yeah,
watched you
because
live
they've watched you
on
live.
TV for so long. They spend hours watching you, so they know you.
but like, do you guys obviously still have some anonymity? I guess, like you can still do shit pretty
Thank God for
low key.
COVID. Yeah, we wear a mask.
Oh, yeah.
People don't always notice us with masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, any funny stories? Any like weird encounters that you've had so far? Any creeps?
Inside the middle or outside the middle?
Let's expose this dish.
Because there's a lot that happened inside that villa.
What? Any outside? And outside? No weird like mothers messaging on Instagram telling you relationship
I mean, I've got a
advice.
few dick pics.
Oh really? and you, Chris?
I've had lots of old men approach me.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
have had lots of old dudes be like, "Yo, can I see you?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, So, no.
Nice. Any OnlyFans in the pipeline, Alex? No.
Quick fuck.
You talk about capitalizing. It's the best thing to do, right? It's the best thing to do,
It's
man.
not what you know, it's who you know.
But yeah, let's talk about your actual experience in the show. And I think I want to start with the OGs. I think there's only 3 OGs here. It's you 3. So let's talk about that first coupling up. And I think I want to start with you, Duran, because for those first 2 episodes, you pretty much were
You forgot everyone's names.
you were the center. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about the moment when you sort of walked in and you decide. Talk me through that moment walking into the villa and sort of seeing the girls all lined up there.
Like, when I actually walked in, I was actually excited too, but I was nervous because it was the first time actually walking in. I think everyone was taken.
Everyone was there.
Everyone was taken. And then you just get there and you just like stand and you stand, you're like,
I mean, you look at
you just look, yeah, you feel the intimidated, you understand? Because everyone's looking at you, everyone's like having that smile, but it's kind of like that fake smile. Like, you give me. It's kind of like that fake smile, you know?
They basically didn't tell us that they had to repeat some lines twice.
Exactly.
So the one line that they repeated twice was like, any girls interested, please step forward.
Yeah.
And then, but they didn't tell us that. So we all, as guys, like the first time, because that's obviously your biggest fear, is that no one's going to step forward.
Rejection, yeah.
And that happened to everyone because like, we didn't know it was going to be repeated. And I remember just feeling so glad.
It happened, bro.
Who stepped forward for you?
Everyone stood forward. You got stood forward for, and you. I've got the biggest low blood ever in my life.
You came in so arrogant.
But that's
Yeah, bro, you tuned the chick straight away.
You should them.
That was the first thing you
I'm
did.
not gonna lie. They asked what I think. I gave my honest opinion.
We'll see, eh? that was the commentary, man. It was the.
yeah, well, no, but Timna was the only girl that was out, you know, so it's beautiful, so
Yeah.
this was nice, she's a very stunning woman.
Yeah, and let's talk about sort of how that whole situation sort of unfolded. I think obviously because people will love to hear this, especially once Lebo came in as one.
I think I was just misunderstood.
You were misunderstood how?
That's the biggest word. I was misunderstood. But at the same time, it got to a point where we just got over it, and I was doing my own thing. You know,
Why?
I was doing my own thing.
Yeah.
It was just like the space was needed, man. There was no need to talk. There was no need to have a conversation. It was just cool. It's like, what's up? You know?
Yeah.
And it will grow the way it should grow naturally. And our conversation started only getting better as I left. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Even right now, there was nothing weird about Lebo coming. Like, he came in, I fucked with his vibe, you know, I fucked with the whole, you know, them being together.
Yeah.
We spoke to him as brothers, we're like, yo, bro, go for Timna. You're trying to play the Aaron and Timna game.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking
Yeah.
That's the villain, bro. Don't try to get two girls at the same time, bro, because it's short. Because on the outside, there's no way on the outside you're gonna get to know someone on the second day. There's no way I'm gonna tell you I like you on the second day. Fuck no.
And you have to be so careful what you say.
Exactly, McCoy. So in the villa, everything moves so quickly, you don't realize that. Understand?
Yeah.
It takes time to adjust and realize that the thing you say now literally gets spun and cycled around the whole villa
Quickly.
the next second.
Yeah. It's like constant broken telephone. Yeah.
And also, like, the thing is, if you say something, like, and it might not be construed in that way, like, for instance, if I say, oh, you know, Timna did this and this, in 2 seconds, someone else knows that.
It's like Rogan telephone.
Yeah.
Give me, I'll talk to Chris and I'll say something. Someone else might hear me say it.
Yeah.
Say his own version.
Totally
twist it
interpret
out,
it and then add like a little bit of spice.
Yeah.
So then Kate adds spice and so
And that's where the drama starts.
So knowing how sort of things unfolded with you and Timna, would you have still approached in the exact same way? Would you have maybe gone for someone else in hindsight, or would you have still maintained and gone for her initially?
I think, for me personally, I never met the other girls. But, being
What do you
in
mean?
the house, like,
I'm talking about from the OGs.
from the OGs.
Yeah.
I think my approach would have been different. Like, I watched it and I actually saw, you know. But at the same time, it's TV, it's character. That's what they put you out there to be like.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you happy with how you were portrayed? Because obviously, like, you obviously.
It was not bad. It was not bad. It's up to, like, you know, the whole speaking thing. It was not bad. You know, I actually laughed a lot on Twitter when I was reading all that shit. You know?
Yeah, sure.
I was really laughing. Like, it didn't affect me at all.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I left in such a positive way. You know what I mean? I told him, listen here, when I leave, I want this villa to be a happy place. Remember the chat I had, you understand me? And
Yeah.
it was no bad vibe. I was actually happy because I left. You know, I had my own personal stuff to do on the outside. You know?
Yeah.
And look where I am right now.
Yeah. And you, Cage, when you walked in, how did you find that whole experience? I mean, obviously yours didn't really get off to the best start. It was a bit of a bumpy ride.
Felt like someone kicked me in the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was obviously, like Jay said earlier, it's your biggest fear, walking out, no one stands forward.
Yeah.
Came true. But I mean, I took it on the chin.
Yeah.
And someone could take her high heels off, so it worked out well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I stayed true to myself. I stayed who I am.
Yeah.
And that was the best part about it. There was times where I was like, ooh, I'm not really being me. And that's also what led up to my leaving. Because I was like, okay, well, I'm not being myself. And more each day I was like, okay, I'm not being myself.
Yeah.
So once I made the decision of like, okay, I'm not myself, I need to go out of here. Literally, as I started speaking and I was like, I'm leaving. It just felt like a weight was off my shoulders.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, do you mind if we like sort of talk about that process leading up to that? Like, not specifically, you don't go through anything you're uncomfortable with, but what sort of gave rise to you wanting to leave so badly?
Just the part of where, like, so the first thing I do, I wake up is my music's on, okay? I mean,
Yeah.
you don't hear music in the villa.
Yeah.
You probably hear about 3 songs once a week if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And they're
On
horrible
repeat.
songs.
Can anyone?
On
Can any of the islanders sing? Was anyone singing in the shower?
Singing all the time.
Tyler singing the same. What does she sing the whole
I
time?
wasn't there.
Tyler singing the same song the whole time.
But it'd always be like, guys, please stop singing commercial songs.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We can't afford that. Fair play.
So annoying.
They don't do that. It's like if you were humming it, they'd be like, please stop right now.
Oh, really?
Because they don't have copyrights.
Mad. But yeah, sorry, KJ.
Yeah,
Back
so
to
we
you.
wake up, I can't listen to music. There's like all small things throughout the whole thing. Like, if I get home from a day of work, I'll go grab a beer out the fridge. Just chill out, put my music on, probably grab my DJ decks, get behind the decks. And when there's drama, I'm on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Even though I was on the other side of the room, Chris followed me for the drama. So it was just...
There you go. Shots fired.
it was just... Right, yeah.
He
No,
actually
it
wanted
was-
to recap up with you.
I know you did. I know you really wanted to be another Ken part too. Your group planning is even worse. Every chick I've hooked up on, it's on one group. Thanks.
On the WhatsApp group we have is all the girls.
Yeah, I just started adding
Every
them. I
girl I
was
said-
like, okay, guys, please come. And then Kate was like,
Brie, you're portrayed as a sweetheart, eh? You're like a play on the outside,
Damn,
huh?
sweetheart, what are you on about? On different days.
Yeah, but
3 tequilas and then we'll see about that.
but yeah, sorry, dude. Yeah,
So yeah, I just felt like I couldn't be myself, couldn't live my normal life.
yeah,
And once I left to, obviously, our episode hadn't aired yet. So I went into like a quarantine period. And where I was, there was DJ Dix. And I was like, fuck, I'm in my element.
Did you ask them for that, or did they just like sort of know you?
The one person I stayed with has Dex, which was actually to my benefit. And yeah, fuck. It was like, I was like, fuck, I'm home.
Nice.
I think there's one person that we all have to thank. It's Tony, man. I think we didn't put it out there like that.
Yeah,
guy.
big thanks to Tony Smith.
Yeah,
Tony
shout out
was
to
our-
Tony.
Tony was our chaperone.
Yeah, chaperone, man.
Just such a legend. He really pulled out for us.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, he made sure that we were always
He made that whole period of before you went into the villa and after when you left, just ran smoothly.
So for those who aren't sort of familiar with the idea of like the chaperone, can you explain what the chaperone does?
Basically, what the chaperone does is we get told where we're going at what time.
Yeah,
He's the person who makes sure he picks you up and he gets you there. He brings your food to you. He does everything for you. All you have to do is get in the car.
Yeah.
After the villa, you go in a quarantine period until your episode's aired, and
Then they stay with you.
he stays with you or she stays with you if it's a girl.
Yeah, so girls had females, males had males.
you're a similar age, older.
Tony was.
Tony was older than us.
And there's Ollie as well, so shout out to Ollie.
Nice guy, shout out to
He
Ollie.
was a bit younger. But
Yeah, okay.
he did look
I think those people they made it like you feel like you're at home, at
Yeah.
peace,
Definitely.
and you can just kind of relax.
So the Love Island support structure is quite good, hey?
Amazing.
Yeah, because we did touch on this yesterday, and I think I actually want to get your guys' like thoughts about Sarah Durang and Cage, specifically sort of around like the mental support you had, and especially because you specifically left for mental reasons. You didn't. Could you talk to me through that? How was Love Island in that whole process, or Mnet at least?
I must be honest, Love Island and Mnet, like once I left, like there was always someone from production, whether it was a director or someone from Mnet on a Zoom call, checking up, seeing how am I doing, what's going on, where's my headspace, how am I feeling,
Yeah.
am I happy with my decision, are you sure?
Yeah.
Just genuinely being there for you like a mother or father would be. So
Yeah.
I do commend them on that. They were really, really
Remember, you
Yeah.
can't talk to, so you have to wait for your episode to be aired. So you have no phone. The minute you get out that villa, you're still in that period of like,
Yeah.
feels like isolated.
The public
So
can't
that's
see
where
you
it
sort of
can
thing.
make or break you is if
That
those people are
can- yeah.
horrible or not. And they were
Mine
all
was
amazing.
hard.
Yeah.
It's understandable. When you get your phone, you get all these messages and stuff, though. You don't know what's going to happen. You're nervous and you're scared. So Tony was that type of guy you just need it, man. Like after the show, you get kind of nervous and kind of scared because you get all these messages and stuff. You don't know what's going to happen on the outside.
Yeah.
Think of you and how you fuck up when you watch the show.
Yeah.
And Tony was that guy that's like, yo, don't worry about it. You done good.
Yeah.
Do this, do that. Let's listen to music. Let's eat. Let's go for a drive.
Yeah, dude. Actually, I want to come back to that. But Sarah, I want to ask you, when you were, everyone keeps mentioning throughout the the villa time is that it's really tough mentally. It's like, and what sort of challenges do people have? Because everyone sort of looks at it and like thinks, how is it tough? You're sitting there, you have free food, it's a lovely villa, you're like tanning, it's a paid holiday. So why is it tough?
Are you talking about inside the villa or when you leave?
Inside, I'm talking about inside the villa.
I think for me, like Cage said, like there is drama 24/7.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's being created in a way. Like it isn't created, but you stuck with these people 24/7. Not these people, they're basically like my family now, they're not people. But you're stuck with these people 24/7. You don't actually know a sense of time, so you don't get watches, you don't obviously have your phone. They change the time when you get those text messages. But you pretty much know it's quite late. Like lack of sleep, being surrounded by people 24/7, I think can really play on your mind. And then obviously, you know, one person gets into a fight and you're stuck with these people, so you take sides, you hear like what's going on. And I think for me, like mentally, that was quite difficult. That's obviously why I was sleeping so much. Like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Sarah used to sleep all the time. But I don't deal well with drama. I really don't. And I don't like people not being ostracized, because it's not ostracized, but obviously you might be mad with this person, so this person doesn't want to talk to you.
Like playing off against each other all the time.
Yeah. And I don't like that. Like it's really not my vibe at all.
Yeah.
So I think that was difficult. And then obviously because, like I said, you're not getting sleep, that also plays on your mind. So you're so drained.
When you say not getting sleep, how much sleep are you getting?
Oh, I think you were getting to bed at like 3.
If there was anyone who was giving me enough sleep, it was you. Surely.
Well, people would always disturb me when I want to go for a nap. Someone would come up to me like, "Oh, Sarah," and I'm like, "Bro."
Were you allowed to? Were you allowed to sleep? I thought you had to be awake in the day. I
think at the end they were basically saying to us, "Guys, please stop sleeping."
Oh, really?
But also, you know, you also don't get alone time.
Yeah.
So you're with these people 24/7, and someone's always talking to you. But sometimes you actually just need time by yourself to process, and you can't do that. Like, we used to look at Durang and be like, Durang's by himself, and I'm like, oh, is he okay? But he just wants alone time. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not going to talk to you for 24 hours, bro. You're crazy.
Yeah, like it's abnormal. Like, it is abnormal.
Was everyone an extrovert, or were there some introverts within the villa?
I'm introverted by nature. Like, I'm overwhelmed. I need to go for a walk and just get away, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
They are, like, it's tough.
It's tough. And if you are doing that, people are like looking at you like, is Jay okay? What's going on, Jay?
For me, I'm also an introvert, but I felt bad leaving the situation or the people. I didn't want to exclude myself from the whole villa, the whole vibe of them. So I didn't want to go sit alone. Yeah. It was challenging for me, so I pretty much always had to wait for that Saturday or the day off where you guys or the viewers saw the unseen bits. That would be my day to like just be like, fuck everyone, fuck you, fuck that, fuck this. And then go off to myself. That's when I felt comfortable. So I'm sure other people also felt like this, like you didn't want to kind of exclude yourself. Yeah. So you were sort of torn apart by showing face, being active, but also like protecting yourself. Yeah. So that was very challenging to balance that. What
sort of activities could you do to sort of keep your own like sanity and do your own thing? Could you like read a book, for instance?
No.
Can't read a book.
Whatsoever. You only had access to a book on a Saturday. They'll give it to you in the morning.
The Saturday is the off day?
Saturday is the off day. They'll only give you your book on the Saturday of the morning on Saturday, and then take it away the evening again.
What happens on your off days?
Whatever you want. So pretty much we either would go to the paddock where we shot the challenges. I think the one day the boys got a cricket bat and soccer, so we jammed out. We got haircuts always. Girls get their nails done, their hair done. Boys got like little kits to pamper themselves, face masks, foot masks, hand masks.
Yeah.
All pamper day.
Yeah, you enjoy a bit of pampering, eh?
I love that.
I got a question for you, dude. I've got a question for you, and the whole of Twitter has the question for you. The nail polish. Explain that, bro.
The nail polish.
Yeah.
Please tell me it's off.
It is off.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this was such a big issue on Twitter and the internet. Like, on a day off, the girls painted my nails, and I was like, hey, this is kind of cool. And that was pretty much the end of it. Like, it really had no underlying meaning. I only painted the one day because I didn't want it to be excessive. Yeah. But I still wanted to sort of express myself in a nice way. Like, it looks nice. I like the way.
Was that the first time you done it, or did you do that before?
No, I've done it prior.
Oh, yeah, the black
one.
Yeah, to paint my nails black.
Don't worry, I laugh and defend each other, love. I was like, guys, I don't love him at all. Can't stand it. But his nail polish is his choice.
Yeah, like I had people were really overanalyzing. I had messages being like, yo, listen, Chris, I've Googled this so in depth, I don't understand what is up. I'm like, don't overthink it. It just looks nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to always have a meaning.
Bro, and I kudos you for owning that, bro. Like what's that word? Toxic masculinity is like obviously such a thing. Like,
Millie, I remember Millie told me in the bathroom one day, she fucks with the way that I can be a man's man and like a ladies' man as well. Like I can pamp myself. I can do the girl. I did the girl's eyebrows often. The guys as well. Yeah, I did the girl's eyebrows.
Sarah never got the treatments, bro.
I did the worst time.
So like, I eyebrows, I massaged. I do that.
Yeah,
Nice.
but you're also like a plus boy as well.
I
so,
on the farm. I drive tractors, I fix cars, I do that shit.
yeah, but yeah.
Versatility, I always preach it. Be versatile, be able to do shit.
Yes,
Be able to like understand that you can wear pink and paint nails if you want to, wear necklaces, wear jewelry, don't be shy.
Yeah. No, that's,
Dresses?
I mean,
are you
the
open?
one day-
Harry Styles is killing it,
No,
bro.
the one day all of the boys took the girls'
Don't
bras.
even start. Not talk.
And let's just
Not
exclude
to-
you from this conversation.
Yeah.
It's not talk. I would take nothing, and maybe you did, but I mean,
Cage rocked Sarah's,
No,
Sarah's
I didn't.
top. He rocked it.
Worst
He
thing
fit
was
in it.
Honestly,
Suited.
Are there pictures? Did you take pictures?
mad.
I still have it on the phones.
Yeah.
My father will never speak to me again. I'm out my family before I know what's going on.
Were you always able to take pictures whilst you're in the villa?
Yeah, if you're given
but
phones,
I'll-
you can use.
Yeah. Those phones stay on your person
You,
all the time,
you
man.
can't access the photo, so once they're taken, you can't access the actual images.
How? Explain that. So was it like an encryption on
Like,
everything?
so-
If you try to open the thing, it doesn't
Apps
open.
all locked.
Everything is app locked. So what did you have access to? The text messages come through literally on the SMS text.
It's a special like Love Island app that comes on the phone.
Oh, okay.
It's,
And
like, it's all internal.
nice. And does it have like, for instance, when you have to go to the beach houses and things like that, does a producer come over and say,
So we
You
had
have to go
speakers.
through?
We had speakers in the villa.
Okay.
They would, yeah, like the PA system. They're like, Chris, going to beach at 1, beach at 2.
Kind of felt like school.
It really did.
oh really?
Go to the principal's office. Time for a grilling.
Was it like it was set routine? So it was like breakfast. Everyone there's breakfast served,
But they
or
were
is
so
that sort of
smart
thing?
about it though. Very smart about it. Like if you had, if I had a conversation with Cage, right, and we're talking about something normal,
Yeah.
okay, they'll call my name out in the beach hut. Everyone would think that we're talking something that's deep, you know? You understand me? It just literally gets to you. It gets to you.
Yeah, mentally you always sort of
Spicy.
feel.
It's a bit spicy. And when you get there, the questions they ask you too,
Yeah.
it's spicy.
So explain the beach hut scenario. So what happens? You walk in. Is there someone on the other side of the camera, and or do you just allow to just word vomit?
So because
It's pretty much both. You can either go in there and just word vomit.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's someone talking to you, just going.
But also not
It's
a-
basically
not
an
in
empty
person,
room. It's an empty room with a camera there, and then there's an announcement system, and they'll ask you a question, and then you reply. But it's just you in the room.
Yeah.
Literally like looking into that camera.
Yeah.
And just talking.
And how often did you have to do it?
Yeah, too often.
Oh really?
Really, like it gets you get hurtful.
Yeah.
Like you're mid-session in the gym and you're like, Chris to beach at 1, and you just like, it just wrecks everything.
How long do you
This
have?
is right before you're going to bed. Like you are exhausted.
Yeah.
And then like Sarah to beach at 1.
No, it really interrupts my morning gym session.
How,
How skinny I got.
how long were those sessions, Sam?
You have
All
no
depends how
concept.
much drama is relevant to you. They'll really grill you. And the worst part is in the beach huts, they kind of ask questions so that you're forced to answer it in a certain way. And that's quite unfortunate.
It's quite sorry. What?
It's unfortunate.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
It's
okay.
unfortunate because
And they also
you
might-
wouldn't say that of your own accord, but then just the way they ask it, you kind of fall for it.
Yeah, but I don't really think they force you.
No, they don't force you, but like
Force you.
Yeah, it's like coercion sort of
it's up
thing.
to you to be witty enough to like
Yeah.
make that call.
Yeah.
It's like it's about like how you respond back to them.
Yeah.
Who liked to stir the pot the most in the villa? Yo, hey, Cage has been shotting at firing on all cylinders
Cage?
today, hey?
No, ladies, you don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I
It was
don't
definitely
think
Sarah.
I used to sleep all the time, so that's definitely not possible.
Mm.
Who?
I don't think anyone actually tried to stir the pot intentionally.
Okay. There was no like shit stirrer who just genuinely like, because often on the UK one, what would happen is someone would go and tell someone a secret or whatever, and then almost immediately that person would go to the next person and be like, hey, so this is what that person told me.
That's pretty much what happened. It's like,
Yeah, it's
couldn't
literally.
keep any secrets in that.
There's no such thing as secrets there.
No, nothing.
And you guys had quite a tight bond, hey? You two, you guys were quite a tight bond. No, you and Jay.
But pretty much.
You and Jay. Who were the other big bonds in the villa?
Assad, you all three.
Yeah. Then I left.
I got upset at the rang though because like you forgot my name, so we just lost it like that.
We didn't actually see a lot of that. So like, how did that come about? Your trio. We didn't really see a lot of that trio sort of dynamic of you guys being
it was
all popular.
like watching back because it was a bit of banter. It couldn't make like unseen bits at least.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to come out. I don't know. They obviously at the end of the day they've got to cram in the narrative into 40 minutes, so it's understandable. Like I mean, people are there for the drama. It's like it's good to have some funny bits in there, but they kind of want to see like what's actually happening.
So so speaking about at the beginning and sort of the production, Sarah, you were a bombshell. Chris was a bombshell.
No,
but
I was not a bombshell. Pardon, I was a bombshell.
You were a bombshell. Yeah. And you.
Did you watch the show?
And you three were OGs. Yeah. So you guys did not see the sort of, for lack of a better word, the disaster that was happening on the Sunday and the Monday and the Tuesday. Well, less so the Tuesday.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that. Why didn't you see that? Because you were
I was the
on
first
Tuesday.
bombshell that came in.
Okay.
And I was meant to come in on the Friday, but then I came in on the Saturday morning. I was actually at the villa already. I already heard you guys. I could hear you because I was meant to come that night, but I got really sick.
Oh, okay.
So that was unfortunate. But I never saw anything because it hadn't been aired yet. So I couldn't see what was happening.
And
literally, it only got aired on the Sunday, and I was there on the Saturday.
Yeah. And you guys didn't see anything in the villa when it was.
You have no phone, no.
And the production team wasn't stressed or anything like that.
The reason I think it's like that because they want to keep it as real as possible. So if you're sitting worrying about what's happening tomorrow, you're not going to have the drama there.
Or a massive coup and everyone walks off production, that's also possible. If, like, for example, something like that could have happened.
That could have easily happened with this, yeah. Sarah, you have a question you're dying to ask.
Are you still friends with Libo?
So that's a soft spot for you.
That's an interesting topic. Look, Libo and I actually went on the live on Instagram the other day, and it was nice chatting with him. Obviously, we're still friendly with each other. I just don't know. It's just awkward to be his friend because we have that. The topic of the fact that he was the one that voted me off, and it's unfortunate.
So can I?
Not animosity, but it's unfortunate that his vote was the one that determined me leaving the show or staying on the show.
Can I play devil's advocate here? Why is it such a big deal? Like where I'm coming from is like it's a game show. So it's a game sort of thing. Like him making a tactical move doesn't necessarily reflect badly on like what type of friend he is, sort of thing.
I would understand the tactical move had there not been the pact Libo and I agreed on in the beginning of the show.
Oh, was there a pact?
There was a pact. Yeah, okay. So there was, like, we were sitting in the minibus going to the villa, we're like, yo, you and I together, we got this. I even gave him, like, one of my bracelets to, like, signify the friendship.
So cute.
Yeah, so cute.
It was a proper bromance, eh?
But can I understand? Like, Libo's going to partner with Tim now. It's a game.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to talk, you know? Like, you're going to have to fucking go.
I think it was also they felt. I mean, okay, I understand it from Chris's side. Like, it was probably like a bit of a shock because you probably didn't know he was going to vote you out. But I think from Libo's point of view, maybe it was also just he felt Xavier had a stronger relationship with.
No, I do understand that, but also the reason that he gave at the recoupling was specifically pointed at time. The length or duration of the relationship, not the strength of the oath. So he didn't know that Kit and I were going to, like, go to the real world and see it's not going to work. But also, I said previously that I think Timna maybe influenced Libo's mindset with me because I do believe that Timna wasn't the biggest fan of me.
Why?
We were friendly with each other.
Why do you think that?
The one time I pulled all of the girls for a chat, I was like, clearly there's things being said about me, and like I just wanted to understand why this was happening. And then she just said, just the way that I responded to things about Rochelle when Jay was still here. I was quite early on. I pulled that chat towards the end of my stay at the villa, and she brought back things that started at the beginning of the villa. So clearly she's had that connotation to me throughout the whole show. Yeah. I have no hard feelings for Timna. She's a wonderful girl. Like, really, genuinely, she's amazing. And me saying that takes nothing away from her. It's just that that's how I've interpreted it. I could be wrong, could be right. I really don't care.
Yeah.
That's just how I sort of saw things.
Did you congratulate either of them when?
I did. Yeah, I did.
When they won.
Yeah.
Big of you. Well done.
They did deserve to win. Regardless of the feelings.
Yeah.
They
no, 100%
definitely
they
did
did.
deserve to win.
Yeah. And I think also some people probably want to know: do you guys get paid to be on the show?
Like a daily rate, yeah.
You get paid daily.
It's nothing, it's basically you just keep guys ticking over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because what's also that like to sort of leave your life for about 6 weeks, because your life is completely on pause. It's not like it does not give you anxiety all the time. Sort of like what's going on in my life.
I had to stop because I'm involved like 3 businesses at the moment. So I had to stop my role, step back, get people to fulfill those. So it was quite a big, but at the same time, it's also a break from reality for a bit. So it wasn't like I wasn't complaining. It was nice to get away from the stressful environment of like working in corporates and stuff.
I remember Jay saying to me that he was like, I actually don't miss my phone at all.
Yeah.
It's so nice not having a phone.
Because on the daily, that thing just, so it was nice to kind of get that break. And it is like a bit of a retreat. Obviously, you've got different stress to deal with cameras following you, and you don't realize it until you're out the villa. Hits you like a wave. But it was a big step, but it was worth it. It was a good time.
Yeah. I always hate the anxiety of like someone always having access to me all the time. Like, and people always were quite demanding of your time as well. If they send you a message, it's almost like you're supposed to reply then and there. It's like, no, I'm actually with friends having drinks or whatever. It's frustrating. So that must be a nice break.
Yeah,
Also, I just wanted to get on my flight. You could have just booked my flight. That's why I was arrested.
That's about that. But you're here, aren't you? Durag was also upset with me yesterday because his flight is also booked late.
A lot of this.
Our beef is sorted.
A lot of islands also studying. So some people had to like specifically get permission from their universities to then start later in the year. So it was a big step for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm one of those. I had to defer my honours in economics this year. I was very keen on finishing, but now.
Yeah. Yeah. So you see, this is actually the thing is that like a lot of you guys all have degrees and stuff and you all study further. What do you guys sort of think about like this perception that sort of like you guys are just like pretty faces and
well, let's will be real. You're like the dumbest moments are the funniest moments.
Yeah.
So they're gonna
pick
the funniest moments to show, and that just happens to be like when you're an absolute potato.
Yeah. They're not going to talk about you guys like discussing deep topics and philosophy and
Guys
everyone.
generally just become dumber. You're not doing anything stimulating. Like literally, all you're doing is tanning, gossiping, eating,
and saying like for every second word. I think everyone just said that.
Everyone said like and energies. You guys use the word energies way too much. Oh my word! I'm feeling this person's energy.
Wasn't that Tanya?
It was Tanya. It was who else? It was you. You used it a lot. Chris used it a lot.
Libo was
Chris
I
used
like
it a
the way
lot.
she carries herself.
What is yours, Cash? What is your catchphrase in the villa?
They look pretty average.
Jay Durang?
I remember.
You didn't know any.
Kate thought I was a bitch.
Yeah, I went now.
Oh really?
She walked in and I was like,
Ish.
no, just please walk the other way. Take your champagne and take a hike. When I told her, I said I thought you're an absolute bitch. I told her to her face. But that's how I
The
am.
nicest person ever.
Now you guys are brothers and sisters.
But I was upset. She always took some aside over mine.
But also, I didn't know.
So we lashed it out in person.
Yeah. So seeing as we're not like you guys aren't having a Love Island reunion, hey? What like an actual big
They are
Mnet production?
up in Cape Town
At the moment.
What? Sorry?
A lot of them are up in Cape Town.
Yeah, so half Islanders are in Cape Town now, and half Islanders are.
No, I'm talking about like an actual. You know how they do an after sun sort of thing in the UK. Is there anything happening because of COVID? I know.
From
Like,
our knowledge, we don't know.
Yeah,
No,
from
we
our
have no
knowledge, we have no idea.
okay, so I've got a bit of an exclusive here, hey? Yeah. But so on that, so have you spoken to Summer much since leaving the villa? And
Obviously, my exit interview was how I felt, and I said I was like, I don't see a point in being her friend. There's no hard feelings at all.
yeah,
And then in hers, she was like, I do want to see Cage, I want to reach out, whatever. And lo and to my behold, she reached out.
awesome.
We've spoken a bit.
Yeah.
I'm being Cage potato.
But-
Any potential flame on the horizon?
I want to shoot myself in the foot without the options.
We've got the station to go to tonight, boys. So then also, Cage, staying on you, you and Chris, I mean, you've been firing quite a number of shots all day. Where do you sort of see you guys? Are you guys able to rekindle? Well, not even rekindle. There was
I don't
nothing
see
to.
myself recoupling with him, but I mean, no. To be honest with you, like he said earlier about Libo, he said you have this. He had this pact with Libo of that's his fallback, and he came into the house and like off the bat, myself and a few of the other guys could see. I was like, okay, his interest is Summer. His intro video looking back was Millie, so I was like, bro, make up your mind. When I watched the show, I'll be honest.
Was it Minnie?
Oh, well, initially it was, but obviously she was coupled up with Xavier, so I was.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd rather step on my toes because I'm not 2 meters tall, eh? That's why. Anyway, so then I was like, he was like, no, Rochelle, and Summer wasn't in the running. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, it didn't bug me. But my only irritation was that he just didn't tell me from the start, Summer. Like, if you did, cool, fair game. But it felt like the carpet was taken out from underneath my feet.
But he was playing a game though.
Yeah, but you're not there to play a game.
I get you. Well, I don't know. Hey, it is a game. Like I think. No, I get that. I get that there's real emotions involved, and that's obviously very important to be like cognizant of. But it's a game. Like he has to sort of look out for number one, and I guess you also need to look out for number one. I guess if the situation was reversed, would you not have done the same thing?
No ways. If Chris said to me, "Who's your number one?" and it was Summer and it's his girl, I'd be like, "Bruce, your doll," and I'm gonna take it.
That's the thing. Like at the when you asked me that, I wasn't sure that someone.
But it wasn't even in the top 3, which was I was like, how can it not be in your top 3 when there's only 5, bro?
Yeah, but you see,
It wasn't. So that's the thing. Like, so I pretty much wanted to get to know Summer, and then when I got to know Summer, she seemed like quite a good, like she was a nice girl.
Yeah.
And then I just pretty much pursued that a little bit more, and then that sort of. So I told Cage that I didn't really want to pursue anything romantically, and then later on I realized that oh crap, okay, maybe it developed into something that I didn't foresee. I didn't expect it to, but it did. So it's just an unfortunate case of where like I didn't see that situation unfolding.
Would you have approached it any differently in hindsight?
No, because I approached it like genuinely from the beginning.
the thing is, he's just making a decision based on looks, and then you get into the video, you get to know people, you're like, oh, you're like, you actually see something happening there.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Is there anything about your experience that sort of changed how you interact in relationships in the outside world from the villa?
Every girl I have an interest in, I say, can I pull you for a chat? That's just
It's just standard.
very unfortunate thing of Love Island.
No, but I was saying, like, Chris and I was speaking about this morning. We were saying, like, before going into the villa, in terms of relationships, it was quite hard to almost look at a relationship. As soon as things got serious, I know from my personal eyes, I'd pull back.
No, you can't see it. Like,
exactly. Whereas, like, now in the villa, like, almost coming out, like, almost keen to get to, like, know someone on that deep level and try and build a life with someone, which is. Because I think when you're on a show like that, your walls come down completely, and you're completely vulnerable, and the whole world, well, not the whole world, but the whole country sees it.
True.
So I think like doing that was like a huge self-development and growth point for a lot of us. I know, like obviously we spoke about it, but I'm sure it's kind of mutual between a lot of people. Just having that openness to get to know someone.
Yo, like you can't really like be like, you can't have game. So when they did the whole thing of like, who has the best game, you can't have game. You got to be like.
That's such a bite to me again.
Yo, Cage woke up and chose violence this morning.
There's a boxing ring upstairs.
Oh, so we can sort this out, eh?
Right next door.
Relax, I don't mean it like
I feel
that.
like this is more of a therapy session for Chris and Kate.
We have one just now, just don't spill it to the public already. Jesus. No, but I didn't mean it like that, sorry. What I was meaning is like, you can't really play the girl like as long as you can as possible and make her think, does he like me, does he like me, does he like me? Because if she starts singing that, she'll be like, well, Jay likes me. I'm going to Jay. Cheers, bro.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting there like, oh, fuck. So it was a big thing to just be honest. So coming into the real world, you can't really be like, if you message a girl and be like, and you guys are like hitting it off and you go on a date, if you tell her you like on your first date, I think she'd like just cheers, bye. She'd have talked to you again.
She'd run.
I mean, I would if a girl did that to me.
But that's basically what you did in the villa.
But that's what you did in the villa. So that's the biggest like thing you got to adjust to coming out.
It was also, I think it's also like respect to Millie. I mean, I left. Like the minute Assad and I were over, I was done. I was like, I'm ready to go. I mean, they dumbed me out, but it almost felt planned.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's also must be very abnormal to sit in a house with people you were recoupled up with and you like, and then suddenly that person's like, no, I don't like you. I actually like this person.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I think that's also a bit of a mind F, because like I think a lot of people, you know, it's very abnormal to sit when you go through a breakup. You go through that breakup by yourself.
Yeah, you don't see your ex moving on in front of you every day.
Yeah, you're like literally showering with them, like everything. So I think that is also really difficult, and I think this is why I have respect for people in that villa that stayed on, and they were like, I'm just going to have to like pull through, because like it's
challenging.
It's challenging.
Very made.
Yeah. When someone throws the L word. That early on.
Oaks through the L word a lot, eh?
Yeah, that. Sorry, what you say?
Yo.
What? No, not me. Someone else.
Did you throw the L word?
Huh?
You did. None of you, huh? None of you are guilty of guilty parties. Okay. What are you guys' plans for going forward? Like now post Love Island?
I love you. It's fine.
Sit Down With Sibs exclusive. And yeah, what are your plans for? I know you're doing your brand, you're DJing.
My DJing and the events going forward. So yeah, let's see what happens.
I don't really have a plan at the moment. Like, I just finished studying. Like, this was kind of just like, kind of happened, and it happened in a perfect timing because I finished my degree, and now, you know, I went on Love Island. I've given myself a bit of a break, but obviously we'll see what happens for me.
Yeah, also just growing the businesses I was involved in, and yeah, just kind of like also enjoying the wave that's come with the whole Love Island thing, like having trips like this to Joburg and being able to experience like this side of life it's a good time. But yeah, at the same time, just focusing what was there before.
Dan?
Let's focus on TV. I'm actually entering Big Brother Africa, Nigeria.
Oh, nice.
It's a big for me. Yeah, like a lot of things was happening. And Survivor, trying to go into that too. Nice move for me. Yeah,
So definitely TV.
yeah, so definitely, you know.
Try to do the podcast.
Are you going to be a reality TV slut,
No.
Next on the beat South Africa.
But like, just
That's a dangerous one for you.
very dangerous, man. But just see where I can get opportunity and actually make something out of it, you know. So yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely trying to sort of pursue my fitness profession and career. I'm really passionate about it. I'm really passionate about sort of helping people. Really working hard on my website and meal plans and sort of diversifying little avenues that I can help people in, sort of whether that be that emotional, psychological, physical. Really trying to do the most out there, and obviously also do business.
And charity too.
Yeah.
Do a lot of charity work too.
Nice. What sort of charity work?
So I'm working with a girl called Amber from Cape Town. She owns like a couple of charity works in Cape Town, and we actually started next week just to give back, you know, because I come from a place where, you know, when you make it, you know, when you're here, it's a big thing, you know. So giving back to the community and to the you know, youngsters coming up is very, very important. Yeah.
No, that's awesome, dude.
That's why I love you so much,
Yeah.
Frank.
Guys, I want to say, honestly, just from my side, kudos to you guys for doing Love Island. I think to put yourself out there takes a lot of cojones, and mad respect for you guys for doing that, and also mad respect and thank you so much for coming onto my show with the Rob Radio team.
Oh,
Yeah, and then we're now off to drown our sorrows.
It stayed similar to Graham Norton. We didn't get to Jerry Springer. So we were
Not yet, bro. Well, after a couple of drinks, we'll see what happens
You
now.
just have to hope you don't have the same taste in women still.
Oh shit!
At least I can have game tonight.
Oh shit! But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Honestly,
Me still. Isn't she messaging me still?
guys, didn't we just fix it? Now we're back.
He started it.
Okay. You did. Okay. On that bombshell, guys, thank you so much for coming on to Sit Down With Sibs. I'll see you guys in a bit for a couple of drinks. Peace out, guys. See you next week. Thank you so much for joining us for the Love Island special. Mad love.